Hey, welcome fight fans. Here we are. This is Sunday, January 20th, and we have a wonderful semifinals match for you. I'm trying to monitor myself. We got a new center tonight. Budwise is here. Straight from Texas. Don't mess with Budwise, y'all. Don't talk any smack. Can you guys hear me all right out in Chatland? Please give us lots of feedback so we can monitor ourselves. If we're messing anything up, let us know, and we'll try to fix it as soon as we can. Welcome back to the show, my co-caster, my cohort, my partner in crime from Los Angeles, California, Yoink. What up?
Good evening, Sunday Night Fight fans. Yes, I am coming from Los Angeles, and there's a lesser-known phrase. It's you can mess with Los Angeles. You know, I don't mess with Bud, but you know, L.A. You can mess with L.A. You know, because it's L.A. You're from here, you know. But it's good.
La
Beautiful
la
Sunday
land.
afternoon here.
Right on, man. That's the town of my birth. I grew up in Los Angeles. My folks still live there. I go back frequently. We have another guest on the show. You know, we're getting a lot of Canadians on Sunday Night Fights, you know, mainly because Relic is based in Vancouver. But this Canadian is a top player, tournament competitor, excellent analyst, streamer, very popular. We'd like to give a warm Sunday Night Fights welcome back to Inverse. How you doing?
I'm great. I am very, very excited to be here.
Yeah, you were. Did you do SNF season 3 episode 1 with us? Was that you, or did you do 2? You were one of the first episodes last season. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. I do remember the games. It was one of the first two. Maybe the first one, I think.
So you helped christen season 3, and you'll help send off season 4. Yeah, if Budwise would zip us over to the brackets, you can see how far we've come in season 4. We already have a championship title fight contender. Look at all those brackets. They're all filled with names. We had so much fighting. And that contender is the wicked, the one, the only Portuguese kid, Devem, in the top bracket. There he sits. If Bud could now zoom us in on the final 4, you can see that Devem, in a 3-2 victory last week, defeated Aimstrong, who yesterday was crowned the GameReplays.org Tournament 27 champion. So you know he's not messing around. I think he might have had like a little bit to brush off on his shoulder, say, "Yo, I'm still here. What up?" You know. Did you you played in that tournament? I think you did quite well. Inverse, I was watching some of your games that you were streaming. How was that experience?
It was fun. It was fun until I played against Aimstrong, and then I lost 2-1, and then he came into my stream chat and I banned him because
What? You're kidding me.
Come on,
The
man.
Coke community is so friendly. Are you serious? What did he say? Did he troll you or
He
what?
was talking smack. He's like, "Good game, man. You played well," and I was like, "No,
Well,
I'm
maybe he
having
was
none of
being
this." So I hit the
sincere.
ban button.
It's Aimstrong. You thought he was.
I don't know, man.
He's
He's
a
Dutch. I
sincere
can't
guy.
trust
That
him.
sounds like sincerity. All right.
Eh,
Well, I've been yanking at his shirt sleeves to see if I can get him back here maybe for the finals next week. We're sort of unsure of who our guest caster will be, so that's TBA, to be announced. Hopefully we'll have a guest interview as well. Also TBA, shut up Yoink. Nothing's confirmed yet, but we hope to have something very special for the final next week. January 27th. Thankfully, there will be no football that weekend, so you have no excuses, NTD in particular, not to come join us. All right, so yeah, Devem awaits the winner of tonight's right side bracket semifinal. If Bud would take us to the fight card, please. Check this out. Seb Hoggin makes these awesome fight cards for us, and these are our 2 competitors tonight. Maybe I shall let Yoink introduce them.
Well, both of these guys are veterans of COH, and they're both in the same clan. And I was speaking with one of their clanmates the other night. They're in the Awesome Clan. I was just trolling around the Game Replays chat on COH, and I was talking with a guy named Smoggy, and he was telling me about these two guys. He actually sent me a picture of both of these guys when they were all together. They had all met at one point. Actually, I don't think Fir3ball was in that shot, but Symbiosis has was dominated in one of the first contender bouts. Was it the second one? I think he failed to make the first one because Aimstrong took it. Then he was is in the second, and
he beat
Fir3ball.
He beat the other finalist. He beat Dev-M in contender bout number 2 finals. Yeah, that's right. You know, I think he 3-1'd him. It was filthy. It might be even worse. Simbi was filthy. Yeah.
And then Fir3ball.
You said the Awesome Clan. Are you just saying that their clan is awesome? Because that's not what it's called.
He told me it was the Awesome Clan. Is that?
All right. I think we're gonna go with that. Let's troll those guys and say that this is the Awesome Clan Simbi and the Awesome Clan Fir3ball. Does that work for you, Inverse? Can we go with that?
Yeah, why not? I don't know.
And then we'll just blame Yoink for the whole rest of the show.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because we just
fine.
believed him.
Anyway.
I mean, wouldn't we believe him? He's a trustworthy guy, right? I mean, you know.
Don't believe anything Yoink says.
He leaks information about sequels to big titles that we're all fans of, like years in advance on shows where he's drunk. All right, sorry, I gotta let the cat out of the. I gotta pull the rabbit out of the hat. It's the All Stars clan. You were close. Awesome.
He told me Awesome Clan. That's all right.
We'll call them the double A, the Awesome All Stars. Anyway, go ahead. All right, so yeah, they are clanmates and friends and former practice partners. I got a little story too. I mean, Aliaj, that's Fir3ball, said that he like asked Simbi if they wanted to do some practice if he wanted to do some practice games before the actual SNF matches, and Simbi said no. Simbi's like, we're enemies now. You know, this is real now. This is the real deal. You know, they're playing for a sick graphics card from NVIDIA and some cash from Kotu.org and THQ. So, like, Simbi put on his, like, fight face and said, no more of that, like, friendly practice sparring junk. It's time to get real.
He's a sneaky guy, Symbiosis. I played a few practice games with him, and he did stuff that he doesn't really do in a lot of other tournaments. So that's probably one of the reasons why he didn't really want to tip off his friend and his clanmate.
Indeed, he might have something up his sleeve. That would be really cool to see some kind of new build premiered here. They're going to be playing on White Flash's Argenton Crossroads. Bud can go ahead and take us in-game. The first 2 games are on Argenton. That's our custom map. It was just such poetry that we played Bois du Châtelet last week in one half of the semifinals brackets. And tonight we're playing Argenton in the other half. That's just awesome. And then after we get a winner tonight, the players will go through the veto process tonight so that they'll have a week to know which maps they will play in the championship title fight next week for all the marbles and the bragging rights to being SNF. But I love Bud's guts and glory, General Patton, American flag there. USA represent. Anyway, yeah, so they'll have the right to call themselves the heavyweight champ of Sunday Night Fight Season 4. But we got to find a second competitor tonight. So, Yoink, I will say adieu to you for this game. And you will come back and enjoy and join Inverse for game 2.
That's
Inverse,
my
do you
thing.
speak
Let's
French?
be careful.
I mean,
about that.
What's that about?
You're not from the.
I'm just ootin' a boot. That's all it is. No, I don't really speak French. I haven't spoken French since I was in high school, and speak is in air quotes there because I can kind of understand. But if you try and get me to speak a sentence, I will. It's not good.
Inverse, like, how do you spell Canada?
How do I spell Canada?
Yeah, how do you spell Canada?
With a K at the start, is that what this is?
C-A-N-A-D.
Oh, that's a new one.
Wait,
that's a new one.
Wait, here we go. You never heard that one before?
No.
All right,
I wrote it down, though. I'll use it later.
You just, like, wrote down Canada, or did you write C space EH space
instead
question
of
mark?
you got to have EH in there, yeah.
Right.
It's a helpful reminder.
All right, so what the hell were we talking about? I have no idea. All right, let's just start, shall we? Are you guys ready for some Sunday Night Fights Company of Heroes action? I swear I had something else to say, but I just don't care. Let's rock and roll. Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna tell you what else they're gonna play. They're gonna play Langres in games 3 and 4, and now that's an interesting choice because we have seen the Wehrmacht pin come earlier and earlier as this meta game for Wehrmacht grows more and more mature. Why do you think we're seeing Langres? Was that surprising to you, Inverse?
Not particularly. Symbiosis has a really good American playstyle on Langres, and Aljaz in his very long tier 1 as Wehrmacht gives it a little bit of trouble, but still Symbiosis is pretty good at keeping his opponent off his cutoff, which is the most important thing on that map, and then playing out a mid game that actually lets him do what he wants to do. So on paper it kind of doesn't make much sense, but if you consider their playstyles, you can kind of see why both players can feel like they have an opportunity to win with both factions on that map.
Well, we can see that Fir3ball is Americans here in game 1, so he will also be Americans on Langres in game 3. So we're guaranteed at least to go that far. For the 5th map, I think they picked Angeville. I'd have to check that. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so we're starting out with 2 games on Argenton and then 2 on Langres, and I think it's time to get into this thing. And I have to just give mad love to Michael Buffer and hope that his lawyers never come after me. And I think that after I received an email about an article about Michael Buffer and his famous fight introducing phrase and how he has a copyright on it, I think that was the last time last week, SNF fans, that you're going to hear me give homage to him. So we're just going to let that go because I don't want to get sued and I don't want to get SNF shut down. So Inverse, are you ready to count this in? I'm on 5 seconds. I'm following Fir3ball.
Alrighty, let's get this started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 7, and 8, and here we go.
Good luck. Have fun, GG. Have fun. Yeah, this is going to be good. You know, Symbi is so comfortable playing into the late game as both Wehrmacht and Americans that I think, you know, like with DevM, you never know if it's going to be some 13-minute affair, but I think that might get some longer games, see some more units. May the winner of today win SNF. Oh, no love for the evil, vicious mouse. These guys want to go all the way. Symbi starting in the north. All right, we're going to do a pause at 1 minute. Bud's going to adjust the in-game sounds. I guess they might be a little too loud. Can you guys confirm that in chat? Do you hear the music? Have you got the music up, Bud? I love hearing that COH music. All right, one minute is right now. All right, so we're paused on 1 minute. Looks like standard 2 builder openings from both players. Bud's going to adjust the sound. Let us know when you're ready. He's 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're on pause. We're back at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good to go.
MG42 reporting.
All right, good to go.
Where do you want us?
All right, Inverse, have you played a lot of Argenton? I mean, you played in a couple of the qualifiers, and, you know, it was in one of the recent WMD tournaments. So, I mean, how much experience do you have on this map?
I've played probably a dozen or so games on the map. It's widely considered by a lot of players to be very good for Wehrmacht. It's pretty easy to split the map in half around this horizontal road in the middle here. But Aljaz, Fir3ball, actually has a ridiculous win rate on this map in Sunday Night Fights. I think it's something like 83% wins. He's six of his 7 games on this map he's won, so I'm very interested to see what he's going to pull out. As Americans.
I mean, he already starts. He already starts. I mean, he told us about this on the interview when he cast with us, that he'll cap that center VP straight off just to get Viz on Wehrmacht troop movements. And I think that's, you know, that's a little bit of a rare thing. You know, maybe in a best of 3 where VPs are really important, you want to eke out every VP that you can. But in a best of 5, well, I can't say it's less important because it was hugely important last week. But, you know, he does it more for Viz, I think, than he does. I guess it also puts on a little VP pressure. It's kind of a two-way play.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Symbiosis, on the other hand, is playing pretty passively right now. He's gone for his standard MG bike opening, which gives him a lot of flexibility with what he wants to do later on, but he's just kind of sitting in the middle with this MG, just now moving out, and coinciding that with his first Volks hitting the field as well.
How can these Pios put mines by that fuel at 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game? I mean, I really, that must be just like the second it hits, you know, the amount of ammo, it's just down, right? I mean, they must have that clocked out, that timing. I'm just surprised that they can get that mine down so quick.
Yeah, he certainly has that planned out. If you look at where he's positioning his units, he doesn't really have anything over there on that left-hand side. So it's a bit of insurance in case his opponent tries to harass that point. It's going to slow him down a little bit and give him time to react by sending units over. And it also allows him to pressure a lot more on the center and the middle, which is what you see him doing right now with this MG.
And how do you feel about building a Jeep as Americans on Argenton? Would you recommend it? Do you do it? Do you think that it's, you know, sort of necessary to combat this bike that's running around?
I don't do it, and I don't think it's necessarily something you need to do, but I think if you're comfortable with it and if you're good at microing it, it can absolutely pay off. The thing is, it's such a fragile unit, and it's a unit that requires so much attention and so much good decision making that a lot of players, and of course we're talking about the best players in the world playing today, so they probably have the ability to use it effectively. A lot of players just don't, and that's why you don't really see it that often.
The enemy advances.
It's really going to start popping off. Ali just spent his Ali is Fireball, for those of you. I will frequently call him Ali. I'll call him Ali and Simbi just because that's my nicknames for these guys. Ali's got flamers coming into the center, and he has sent those flamers past the MG. Now it's the responsibility of the Volk squad and the bike to shut down that very dangerous flamer unit. His rifles are sort of staying around the perimeter. There's got one squad in the green cover in the graveyard. He's trying to lower that fuel with another very damaged squad that went through that mine. And now a second mine is tripped by the house, and Ali just ate both mines to the face, and that killed any idea he might have had of executing some big flank.
He also lost his flamer on retreat there, and Symbiosis' MG in the middle was just so excellently positioned. He was just far enough away that the flamer squad had to exit green cover in order to actually get damage on him. And if he had left that green cover, the bolts and the bike would have completely torn him apart. That was excellent positioning during that flank.
It's a tragic loss to lose your early flamers. That's a squad that could wind up getting vet later. I mean, the one good thing for Fireball is that he was able to lower the fuel. These Volks, they're by bags, you know, and he's got two squads here. They're all kind of in yellowish cover. The Volks in the northern part built their own green cover, but they've been engaging these rifles forever. They've been sitting there shooting each other for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and Aljaz knows he's not going to win this engagement. He's just trying to stall out as long as he can and prevent Symbiosis from recapping this fuel point. Retreating now, which is probably smart, trying to save some manpower, but he did a really good job there. If you look at Symbiosis' fuel income right now, it's only 15, which isn't exactly ideal at this point in the game.
All right, we're going to do another pause at 6:15 to get the sound adjuster. All right, bud? Everybody pausing at 6:15. Okay, so he's already going after it. All righty. So, yeah, but... Well, I got to catch up to you. Keep counting. Keep counting. All right. Were you able to catch up? I'm in sync. How about you, Inverse? Were you able to get there? All right. So, all right, keep giving us feedback, guys. Maybe... well, look. They're having difficulty hearing you. Project your voice, Inverse, as usual. Look at the Wehrmacht rushing in for the cutoff with this little Pile squad guarded by the bike. Nice move.
Yeah, this is something Symbiosis really likes to do. We're probably going to see Tier 2 come out and then a half track. And Symbiosis is going to position his mid-game around pushing this cutoff as much as possible and trying to choke Aljaz out of that right-hand side group of resources that he so desperately wants and desperately needs.
Those Pios almost got the flag to the tip top, but they retreated just a split second too early. I see that Simbi's got a sniper on the field. He's already killed one rifleman, I would assume it was. Look at Alijaz dance out of that house. He doesn't want to get sniped. Those rifles just sitting in that house are easy pickings. He'll probably get sniped anyway. Bang, headshot. He's got a crew coming in with minesweepers. That's nice to see, because these pro games always have so many mines after mines after mines. I saw so many just deaths to mines, especially even in the GR tournament yesterday. You try to flank a good Wehrmacht player, you are going to eat mines. But if you come in assisted by minesweepers, very good tactics here. They haven't discovered anything yet. They're getting plucked away. It's interesting that the sniper has decided to shoot rifles instead of the sweeper guys. I guess he doesn't have any mines he needs to protect over there.
Yeah, it's also interesting that Aljaz chose now to mount an attack. He just got his motor pool up and he's building what looks like an M8 right now. But he's already committed to an attack. He's going to have to retreat and reinforce his squads if he wants to coordinate an attack with that M8. Otherwise, the M8's just going to be driving around by himself. And if he hits a mine or something like that, a single Fez is going to kill it pretty easily.
I mean, Symbiosis surely saw Fir3ball lay those mines by that fuel, right? I mean, why would you lay mines right in front of your opponent?
In one way, it's a deterrent. I mean, a minesweeper, especially a Wehrmacht minesweeper, is pretty fragile. So if he can snipe that minesweeper, if he can focus it down, he's either going to have to waste a grenade from a grenadier or be a little bit more careful capping around that point.
Well, Symbi guessed correctly. He has the pack out as the M8 hits. It's upgrading its skirts right now, and it's dancing around that left side. Ali's doing quite well. I mean, he has been cut off temporarily, but he has controlled. I mean, I can't believe that fuel is still his on the upper left. It seems like Symbiosis is having a lot of difficulty just getting his units over there.
Yeah, Aljaz did a very good job of putting pressure on in the correct locations. Symbiosis went for a fairly abbreviated tier 1. He only got 2 Volks, an MG, and a sniper. And that kind of opening isn't very good at holding territory. It's better more at harassing manpower. And Aljaz definitely took advantage of the situation and pushed where he knew he could push because he had the unit advantage in the early game.
Well, the M8 is really taking a world tour. He hasn't gotten to shoot anybody yet. He's fully upgraded now with the gunner on top. We have a triage center. Fir3ball's healing up all his guys, but he is still cut off. It took him a while. I mean, he got pretty deep into Symbi's territory on the right-hand side, but it's taken him quite some time to reconnect himself. I love to see flashing sectors in Company of Heroes. You know, this is like a point, if Relic is watching, that I want to just drive home as hard as I can every chance I get how essential this is to like map design and the mechanic. It's lovely to see cutoffs in effect right here in Game 1 on Argenton.
Absolutely, and it's also very nice to see Symbiosis, despite his territory disadvantage, pushing for those cutoffs constantly and forcing his opponent to react to him. We also have a little bit of veterancy coming up for Symbiosis, Vet 1 on both support and infantry units. This is probably because his territory situation isn't really going to let him tech up faster to tier 3 or even to tier 4. So instead of waiting for a situation that allows for him to tech up, he's decided instead to invest in a slightly early game tech with his veterancy.
Man, so much going on. These 2 rifles chased a Shrek'd up Gren squad off the field. Symbi's going in for a bike scout. He wants to know what else is going on. He might see lights flashing in the barracks to know that bars are about to pop, but if they pop now, they could be deadly. Aljaz is all over Symbiosis. The MG is about to go down. It's not even firing. He's trying to pack up. There's no way he's making it home. With a little bit of focusing. Oh my god, I called it wrong again. How does that MG escape? But all sorts of stuff is going down. That sniper's way too close to bar fire. The pack has been exposed. There's a unit lost already, and it looks like Symbi is in full retreat mode.
That was a very impressive and a very well executed flank. He timed that perfectly with getting his M8 in there. Timed it fairly well with bars as well. The only problem is he was forced to retreat with a lot of his infantry, so Symbiosis is going to maintain most of the map that he has in his possession right now. So it's not completely over for Symbiosis in any means. He is playing right now, though, from a disadvantage. Getting his tier 3 up, however, at least his tier 3 tech up. So he is going to try and make a push a little bit later with hopefully some Pumas and perhaps some Stugs in support as well.
The rifles chased the pack practically back to the base. They almost got around the corner in the hedgerow. Actually, those rifles did start taking base bunker MG fire before they started to retreat. But like clearing the pack at that point wasn't all that important. You know, he didn't follow in with the M8. It was getting repaired. And with the cheap reinforcement of Volks, that's just like not a big deal to just hop right back on that pack.
Exactly. I kind of hoped we had seen, or we would have seen Aljaz pull back a little bit instead and cap a little bit of territory. But with a sniper on the field and with Symbiosis' sniper micro, it can be pretty hard with only a few units that deep in your enemy's territory to actually do a good job of decapping territory. So I can understand his decision, though I personally would have probably pulled back a little bit earlier.
Do you think that towards the end of that battle that Fir3ball could have done better focus fire on squads? I mean, he was right on top of the sniper at one point. He could have easily focused the MG down. I mean, it's hard to kill Symbi's squads. I think Fir3ball should make more of an effort to exploit the chances that he gets.
Yeah, that's a very good point. There was a one-man Volk squad that was retreating. There was, of course, the one-man MG squad that was retreating, and there was the sniper. They all got away, which really is going to help Symbiosis later on in the game actually push out. However, as we see right now, Aljaz is just in a dominant position.
He is. He's playing so well. He's using the Greyhound very defensively. That Greyhound probably could have been much more of a nuisance, but really Fir3ball's getting the job done with rifles.
Yeah, he doesn't really need all that much extra help at this point now that he has bars and he has his triage, so he has fully healed rifles every time he's flanking. Now Symbiosis is trying to get his tier 3 up, however he only has a 10 fuel income right now, and he's probably going to be able to afford a single Puma, but I don't really know if at this point in the game a single Puma is really going to give him all that much benefit. It's definitely not going to allow him to push back onto the map as much as he'd want to and as much as he needs to given his current situation.
I'm actually surprised that Symbi ordered the Grenadiers there into that house. I mean, I know that they've got a nice long Shrek range from those third floor windows, but he was so close to the M8. Why not try to take a pop at it first?
Yeah, I guess he's trying to play conservatively, trying to conserve manpower as much as possible, which is, it's a commendable idea. The only problem is, in the situation he's in right now, playing conservatively isn't going to really get him anywhere. He needs to take a risk. He needs to try something that his opponent might not necessarily be expecting in order to give him that little edge that'll allow him to get back in this game.
What was Aljaz trying to artillery all the way back? Did he kill the pack? What?
Yeah,
I missed that entirely. He killed the pack, didn't he? Entirely.
Yeah. Yeah.
The weapon is gone. So now the M8 really has some reign.
Yes,
some
definitely.
freedom
That
to
was
move.
a very smart idea, and it was a pretty good use of resources considering all the map Aljaz has. He has so many munitions right now. Spending 150 in order to force his opponent, who's already low on manpower, to invest 290 manpower into another pack is absolutely a good idea.
Symbi taking another peek at the base, sees the tank depot going up. Well scouted, very nice work. That bike has twice taken a sort of little sojourn down that road to see what's going on in the American base. But right now, Aljaz is looking so good. He was very fortunate. As the bike was coming through the middle, he almost revealed Ali's sniper, who is now chilling by the graveyard and has not yet fired. Let's see if the bike can reveal him here. This means danger for Symbi's sniper, because Symbi doesn't necessarily know that sniper is where it is. I mean, he can't know at the moment. He might guess that he has a sniper, but he has no clue where it is.
Yeah, he's going to play a little bit more defensively with his sniper. He hasn't really taken too many shots lately, and he's keeping his bike in front at all times in order to scout and detect if the sniper decides to come a little bit too close. There's beautiful timing on the tank depot for Aljaz as well, by the way, getting out just in time for the first Puma.
Oh, how did the bike not see the sniper there? Symbi's sniper fired. Ali's sniper moved forward to try to get in position for the next counter snipe. The bike came by. Ali backed off. Symbi's firing again. Interesting exchange here. The Puma is now out. The bike keeps like just zipping in and zipping out, but now it's got a damaged engine. Those rifles would really love to kill that thing. Yes, with the help of the M8, they do kill it. And so now maybe Ali can peek his head out from behind that huge mausoleum and try to go for a counter snipe.
Back at Symbiosis' base, he hasn't really made use of his tier 3 at all, aside from that one Puma. He's had a lot of manpower in the bank, but just not enough fuel to actually do anything. So we have another pack coming out in response to the tank depot. We'll probably see maybe a little bit more veterancy, something like that. But his tier 3 really isn't paying off.
The pamphlets from the sky sent a rifle squad and an engineer squad away. I almost thought the sniper was in range of those fearsome pieces of paper, as known as the propaganda war for terror, but the sniper stayed on the field. What do you think of spending the 150 munis on off-map shoot to defend that +10 fuel up there? Good play?
I think in his situation it is, yeah. It's delaying Symbiosis, it's delaying Symbiosis' fuel income, and Aljaz just has so many munitions right now that I don't know his exact munition situation, but I'm sure he can easily afford something like that.
I'm just so impressed. Look how hard Fir3ball is playing to hold that +10 fuel. I just love it. He's had it the entire game, and there pulls the trigger to annihilate that Pyro squad. Simbi complaining they were bugged and wouldn't retreat.
Yeah, you can really tell Aljaz is focused and centered his strategy around this leftmost fuel, knowing Symbiosis is a player who really likes his tech. When he plays Wehrmacht, he's always teching up, be it teching to tier 3, then back to tier 2, then all the way up to tier 4. And this choke on the fuel doesn't let him do that. He's forced to play a much less aggressive Wehrmacht game with veterancy and with less tech units, which is something Symbiosis really doesn't like to do.
I'm enjoying this. We've seen a lot of American players flirt with a presence in the graveyard for the large part of the early game, but nobody has hung on to it the way Fir3ball has tonight.
Yeah, he's been really focusing on that, and it's been really impressive. His sniper micro and his sniper intelligence has been really exciting to watch as well. He knows when he can shoot. He knows his opponent has a sniper, but he's not too concerned about being extremely conservative with his, knowing he can get damage done if he's smart.
Where is Simbi's snipers by the strap point? Ali's sniper, which is probably being followed by some units. Let's see these. It's like Simbi uses Pyos to scout. He's always got his Pyos on the front line. They're such a weak unit. These guys must just be out of the range of seeing one another. They must be just on the border of the fog of war, because they are so close but not fighting. The snipers are in range now. Let's see if who shoots and who holds fires. This is a very interesting off-map shot coming in. This is going to force the Wehrmacht units to move, but it does even worse than that. It annihilates that strecked-up Gren squad. And now look, the flanking M10 takes out the pack. That is just huge. I can't imagine Simbi crawling back from this.
He does have a second pack, so that M10 is not going to completely destroy his Pumas and completely pick him apart, but it's not a good situation to be in right now. He's going to need to recrew that pack as soon as possible if he really wants to hold on.
Oh, another
shot,
just what a hit, right? +5, +5, +5. The entire crew of that MG42 bites the dust. This M10 is going to get away. Takes a couple shots from the pack, but he's going to get out of there. Fir3ball's got engineers that are on repair duty up there. Rifles now coming in to chase the bike away. The snipers are still dancing about. Whoa, they're just so close to one another. Oh, if the rifles light up Simbi's sniper. Oh, they were a foot or two away, but Simbi gets away to the north and does not get revealed, but those rifles are killing Volks.
Aljaz is keeping his sniper back a little bit as well, playing pretty defensively right now, which surprises me given his map control advantage and given how hurting Symbiosis is for infantry units right now. Only a single Volk squad on the field. That's his main infantry fighting force. Lost his Gren, lost his other Volks, lost his MG. He's really hurting on the infantry front.
Ali just
More
got
on that.
stickies. He plans to have a little bit of infantry counter to these Pumas here that are just shifting left and right, defending the little territory that Symbiosis has. We don't want to count this guy out. If anybody, can come back, this is the guy.
Yeah, and regardless, he's definitely going to play this game out to its conclusion, try and get as many VPs back as he possibly can. We'll probably see him begin to emphasize VP capture over territory capture fairly soon, just to try and equalize things going forward, to give him that faction choice in that all-important Game 5.
These guys, it's just amazing how close everything is with vision. How many times has the bike been just a few meters away from lighting up the sniper? Now he's finally lit him up. Let's see if Simbi can get into position to pull the trigger. Ali just super conservative retreats. Simbi's nowhere near position. The bike's doing a little world tour. Simbi can fire now. I mean, the sniper's gone. I mean, open fire. Let's go. Let's kill some Americans. But he is backpedaling, trying to get in a better position. Come on. A little forced retreat on that one rifle squad, really? That Greyhound has quietly achieved double veterans.
We are losing ground.
I really don't agree necessarily with Symbiosis's decision to invest all this munitions into Crop Wars. I hear an off-map.
Yeah, at the
right in middle,
Pumas,
actually.
very strange choice. I mean, the
Well, he's got
most
the map
mobile
control,
units. Yeah, but who shoots off maps at Pumas? Come on.
Hey, if he gets lucky, he kills the Pumas, he probably wins the game right there. If he doesn't get lucky, he's spent 150 manpower. It's probably a waste, but especially at this level, but hey, in this situation, who can blame him?
I bet the two M10s are drooling. Oh, very nice bike micro coming in there and trying to, cut down the angle on the sniper, but even that move doesn't pay off, and a sticky kills the bike. The sniper lives. We now have an on-map howitzer ready to pound away. We have these two M10s that are just drooling. They're saying, hey, Commander, can I go in there and kill those Pumas? And Commander Aliage, a.k.a. Fir3ball, is saying, no, not yet, guys. Wait just a little bit longer. Let me try to get eyes on the pack, and then I'll let you have at it.
Symbiosis has finally been able to recover his left-hand side field point, but his pack's been decrewed. He's being stalled out in the middle by this rifle squad in this house. And his opponent still has two M10s. It's going to be pretty hard, even with the pack and the Stug he has right now, to deal with something like that.
The Stug, yeah, okay. Well, he needed that Stug. It came right at the right time. That'll keep the M10s at bay. Although, they're looking aggressive. Wow, I thought they were going to just go for it. They might get a Puma here. Oh, this is going to get tight. Oh, no! Bad blunder. The first bad blunder by Fir3ball, microing his M10s. Whoa! He's paying for it all over the place. Runs his sniper uncloaked into the front line. Gets just shot in the head. Loses his sniper. Loses an M10. Ali, come on, man. I know he's feeling that the victory is around the corner, but hey, you don't want to make mistakes, ever.
And that might be just exactly the break Symbiosis needs to get back in this game right now. He's got his infantry force back up a little bit. He's got 3 Pios out, 2 Grenadier squads. He still has his 2 Pumas. The M10s weren't even able to kill the one that they damaged the engine on. And that was pretty much pure profit on Symbiosis' part. He got a lot of damage done, and he only took some vehicle damage, which is essentially free to repair.
Wow, and the Greyhound is being backed out of the graveyard. If Simbi can get some infantry over there, he can finally maybe control that left-hand side. We see on-map already reining in on the VP. I guess Fir3ball predicted that would be the first point to be capped, but Simbi's nowhere near there. He's actually chasing that Greyhound, that M10 tank destroyer out of his territory.
Yeah, and despite that last little strategic blunder, I'm actually really impressed with how Fir3ball has decided to tech this game. The Stug, is this Stug going to get sticky? No, it's not going to get sticky. I'm actually very impressed with how Aljaz has teched this game, with that early infantry pressure, followed up by the M10, and then followed up by the all-important off-map house.
Man, another M10 goes down. He was chasing the Stug back. The rifles can't even get a sticky off. That was probably a really great forced retreat.
Yes,
You know,
that was
Simbi's capped the
definitely
middle
needed.
VP. He's now capped the top left VP, and you know he's off the drain. Okay, it's 459 to 93. That is a huge advantage, but we've seen allies get axes down a lot lower than that and not be able to seal the deal. So, look at this, Simbi going for the cutoff. I think, you know, I think that when Ali made that mistake and just gave the sniper away and then gave that M10 away, I think that really, like, emboldened Symbiosis. I think he thought, you know, this guy doesn't have what it takes. Now he's getting hungry. Now he feels he's like getting some kind of chill down his spine, like maybe I can really take this, you know. I'm just gonna push him as hard as I can right now and make him work as hard as I can for this game one.
Absolutely. For the last 15 minutes or so, Symbiosis has really been playing like he's got nothing to lose, really. He's been taking a few risks, he's been taking a few chances, but they've, for the most part, been paying off excellently. And now he's in a position where, you know, if he plays his cards right, he gets a few more breaks. It's going to take him a while. The VPs are definitely not in his favor, but he can absolutely pull this out if he's careful about how he techs and what he spends his money on.
He's got a sizable army, you know. He's got the two Stugs, the two Pumas still. His sniper's alive. Ali's is not. Will Ali invest in anti-tank? We see some Rangers up in the graveyard area. Will Ali rebuild his sniper? You know, I sure as shit hope, excuse my French, that we don't see a second Howie go down. I see that Ali's pulling out another M10. He will eventually have to rebuild the sniper.
Yeah, most likely. Unless he gets lucky with the howitzer shot and aggressive rifle play, which is definitely something to keep in mind, though with all these vehicles on the field, it's very unlikely that any rifle squad's going to get close enough to that sniper.
Let's look at veterancy for Fir3ball. The double vet M8 is still hanging around. He's got one double vet rifle and one single vet rifle. Did he originally build 4 rifles? Because he's had 3 through most of the game. Did he lose one somewhere and I missed it?
He did have 4 rifles in the early game, yes. I'm not exactly sure where he lost one, though. It was probably one of his flanks, most likely. He's been fairly aggressive throughout most of the game with his rifles, so it doesn't surprise me that Symbiosis may have gotten a few lucky hits off, or even with his sniper gotten a kill on retreat.
This is great stuff that we're seeing now. One thing that really Argenton lends itself to is some sort of duck and cover tank, like FPS style action in the center. These tanks can time their main gun shots. They can pop out between the hedgerows and the buildings, find a little alley, and fire away, and then back behind the cover. And so we're seeing some really great vehicle action in the center. What did Symbiosis lose to that on-map shot?
He lost a pack, and he also lost the weapon, which is not too detrimental since he does have another one and he also has 2 stews, but when the off-map combat group comes out, we're probably going to have even more M10s, even more vehicles, and every single AT gun is going to be valuable.
Man, inverse. Like, the most of the first half of this game really looked like a Fir3ball sort of swamping of Symbiosis, but now I feel like we are watching what's becoming a gem of a game one here.
It kind of blows my mind. I really didn't think Symbiosis had much of a chance after even the first 10 minutes. It was that soon that Al-Jaz had asserted his dominance and made it fairly clear that he knew exactly what he needed to do to beat Symbiosis. But a few small blunders, a few poor strategic errors and attacks, and you know,
a few big blunders, running an uncloaked sniper in, right? That's not a small blunder. That's a massive blunder. I mean, let's just, you know, let's call it what it is. And now we have 2 double vet Stugs rushing in to keep that center VP white. In that last exchange, Ali did manage to drop Simbi down about another 20 VPs. He's at 59 now as he reclaims the center.
He killed a Puma as well, but lost his vet 2, I believe it was M8. Which, you know, at this point in the game, it isn't too big a deal. We do have a King Tiger out in the field, though, right now, which is going to help things immensely.
Oh, hello.
The one problem with that The one
No
problem with that,
manpower
though, is it's
forever.
going to, yeah, exactly. It's going to reduce the number of capping units
Oh, M10.
Symbiosis can have on the field.
These M10s are getting owned. That pack up on the hill. Look at the range on that thing. Oh my goodness, it could shoot from that hill to the hedgerow. I'm really shocked. That's like 88 style range.
Oh, and the mines. Oh man. Is it gonna get away? Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nope.
I think Ali is starting to feel it slip from his fingers, man. Ooh, direct hit from the on-map. These two Stugs, they're just dead fish in the water. They're taking so much damage from artillery here.
What do we have on the field for Aljaz right now? It doesn't really look like. Is this
Man.
all he has? This one group?
Man,
This
he's
group
got
of infantry
nothing
right
heavy.
here.
He lost his ranger squad. He's got those 3 rifles, 2 engineers, and the and the howitzer. That's it. He doesn't have any anti-tank.
He lost all of his M10s. Is he close to an off-map combat group? That's the one thing I can see him getting at this point in the game that can actually give him what he needs.
He just started building a sniper. He's not even gonna go for it. It's unlocked.
I guess he's just gonna try for a VP win. I mean, what else can he do at this situation?
Whoa, the
He's killed
rifles
his
took
dude.
down one of those Stugs. That's not bad. Triple vet on them now.
And if he can get
Man,
a
he could
sticky
almost
off
get
on
the
this
other one. Yeah,
he
right?
could
But
probably kill
they
it if
must
he
be
can get there.
reloading, though. They got to retreat. Please don't lose those triple vet rifles. They are a prize. Heck, here comes
He's
another
gonna-
squad in from the north, though. Let's see. Frequently, a sticky will not actually kill. Oh, he doesn't even get it off. What's up? Oh, he's only got 15 ammo, man. Tragic.
That's what it is.
We are losing ground.
He's
I
cut
don't know,
off
I think
again.
this
Simbi
KT
playing the whole map. Very nice. Man,
Oh,
Inverse.
I'm very
my-
curious.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here. He
I
was
don't even
so
know.
dead. What the heck? You know?
Yeah.
He was dead. He was dead, and now he's just looking money.
This game was Fireballs to lose, and he's I don't know. I mean, it's not over yet. Definitely not by any means, but it's pretty close. He might even lose this sniper down in the bottom.
No!
Is he?
Man,
Oh
if they
my
get critted by
goodness.
these Greds, they're got such low health. Rifles to the
wow.
rescue, triple vet rescue. Their Shrek shot misses at its feet. That's very fortunate.
I'm very curious to see how Symbiosis is going to use his KT. Is he going to be very aggressive? And more importantly, does he realize what kind of situation Aljaz is in? Does he know that Aljaz has essentially nothing? Like, if he did, he'd probably be aggressive and try and kill this howitzer, because that's the one thing keeping him down, in all honesty.
Well, would you do it with the KT? It's so darn slow. I mean, maybe a Stug? I don't know. I mean, these rifles are creating a sort of sticky perimeter, but after seeing the behavior of that last rifle, he must know that Ali's just desperate for ammo. I mean, he has fired the off-map shot so many times. He's now,
Yeah,
he went straight to the VP on the right instead of reconnecting himself. He's still thinking VP win. I mean, 57 though, that's just not close enough. Not by a long shot to be even thinking that way.
Yeah, Symbiosis definitely has to know Aljaz is in trouble in terms of munitions. He knows Aljaz would have been able to at least put one more sticky on that Stug if he had the munitions for it. And now all those kind of spurious, useless quote-unquote off maps are kind of coming back to bite Aljaz in the butt here. He's not really, he doesn't have the munitions he needs to do everything he needs, and that Gren squad almost died to that grenade.
Has your manpower income been restored after paying for the King Tiger yet?
It just did right now, and with that, I think Aljaz might have missed his window. It's going to be really hard now with the KT and with a fully staffed and fully stocked Wehrmacht army to drain even the 57 VPs he needs to drain in order to win this game.
Oh, pack steal. This could be big. I was thinking it the whole time. Could he steal it? It misses its first shot on that Puma. That's sad. And it shoots the next one into the dirt of the hill. Oh man, if he could just save that pack and sort of use it. He's so desperate for AT. These double vet rifles get forced retreat off the VP. They're really struggling for VIPs here.
Oh, and the
The
sniper
Puma
as well.
flanks the stolen pack.
The sniper almost died to a
AT's laying
Stooge shot.
shots in. Sniper and Puma easily clear that stolen pack. This rifle squad, will they survive with a hair of health? And look at
I don't know,
Symbi
man.
harassing VPs. Man, good stuff.
We have both supply art upgrades for Aljaz, so in that sense, he's got a decent income. He does have this Vet 3 squad, but just look at the shift in map control for Symbiosis right now. He has everything he wants and even a little bit more with this middle VP, and he knows exactly what his opponent's going to have to do to beat him in this situation, and he's positioned himself fairly well to deflect any attempts.
I mean, Aljaz has been shaken. He doesn't even have a living engineer squad to repair this M10 that desperately needs it. Bud can show us the Wehrmacht sniper. He's informed us that we have a 40-kill Wehrmacht sniper on the field. Man, that's when it all went south, wasn't it? When that sniper just ran in there and got shot in the head by a Puma, uncloaked. That's when everything started to change.
Absolutely. That's a trend in a lot of high-level Company of Heroes games of late, is a lot of it revolving around snipers and revolving around how snipers are used and how snipers die. And, you know, Symbiosis, at least in this game, had the better sniper, and it's
Boom! And there it is, as we're
There it
speaking.
is, yeah.
The counter snipe, Ali's sniper dies to Symbi's sniper. I mean, come on, Aljaz. The only reason you built that sniper was to kill his sniper, and you just got counter sniped. That's bad.
Symbiosis needs to run away. Oh, sniper gets out with a sliver of health.
How many times has he done that?
I don't know, man. It's been kind of ridiculous.
Okay, well this is interesting that a few more VPs will be drained off, but I think only a few. I mean, look at Symbi's capping. He's going to be capping all three in a second, and that might be
Symbiosis
as
even
low as it'll
managed.
go.
He even managed to save his Puma by repairing it with 2 Pioneer squads while the Rifle squad was staking it, leaving it with a sliver of health, and now he's going to lose, Aljaz, that is, he's going to lose this M10. And with it, all of
Look
his
at
AT
this
and
KT.
even a lot of his infantry.
100% health, man. He's just laughing at anything that Fir3ball throws onto the field. The KT has never been challenged. And when will it be challenged? Maybe Ali's saving. I mean, he's got some time. He's got 325 VP ticks on the clock, so to speak. But, you know, that'll go down a VP a second while he doesn't own any VPs. When it's 3-0, you're losing a VP every second. So that'll only last 4 or 5 minutes. And what he's going to do now, I guess, is save for off-map combat group. He just, by connecting that point, he is now no longer pop-capped. And he's sitting at 600 manpower. So we're going to wait another couple hundred and spin the wheels.
The problem with Fir3ball's situation is he has to be so incredibly passive while he's waiting for that off-map combat group and waiting for the manpower for it. Symbiosis has a whole heck of a lot of the map at this point, and he has a lot of units. He has enough easily to defeat whatever Aljaz can possibly throw at him. He's even adding on more and more Stoogs. He's got Vet 2 on them. He has a lot of anti-tank force, and he's got a lot of anti-infantry. He's absolutely set.
Oh, there we go! Man, this game, I don't know if Bud saw it, but a lobbing shell of the howitzer just rained down on Symbi's sniper's head and ended the glorious career of that 42-kill Wehrmacht sharpshooter.
And if we look down at the bottom of Fir3ball's base, we have a 2M8 off-map combat group. I don't know,
The
Amy.
AT gun will help a lot. He needed that.
The
He needed
AT
that
gun will help.
57 a lot.
But is the
Well,
AT
it will
gun
help.
going to
If he
help
can
against
protect it. He's got some vet rifles, you know. If he can protect that AT gun and perhaps, you know, do some kind of slow push, maybe he could make some kind of OMCG inspired VP, you know, push. Let's see if he can get one together
Maybe.
here. Symbi's not out of the woods yet.
We've got 3 Stoogs on the field right now, which, given that combat group, is kind of unfortunate. You'd probably want an extra Puma or so. but you kind of expect a slightly better off-map than we see right now. But Aljaz,
It is handy they come fully upgraded, though, huh? That's good against the
that's
infantry. Ooh, boy, those skirts don't do much against a KT main gun, though. That 88, wham! Oh, good night.
He's still trying to drain those VPs. He's going to get this one down.
Oh, what is he doing with the
course,
57?
Symbiosis.
I said slow push. I said protect with vet rifles. This not like hang out to dry in the middle of the map. What are you doing, Ali, man?
He's frantic right now. He knows how close he is. 50 VPs. He's been this close for the last 15 minutes.
He's not close.
I know he's not.
He cannot.
In his mind, though, you
throw away a
completely
57
understand.
like that. He will have no chance.
I definitely agree. He might even use this vet 2 rifle.
Oh, look at it! Look at it!
He loses it.
Just meat grinding infantry, trying to get on that thing. Can't even get a shot off, and one splash damage shell from the KT destroys it again. Oh man, Ali, he really needed to. He needed to calm down and try to actually take it slow with the 57 and the 2 M8s.
Absolutely, he
But
had
he
the tools to do it with as
rushed
well.
him in.
I mean, he had the M10s earlier. He has a howitzer, which is excellent if you can protect it long enough for playing a longer game. He can drag out game. He can deal a lot of damage indirectly. He doesn't really have to spend that much. But instead, he got that in his head. You know, he was close. Even if he may not be close anymore, he was pretty close to a win, and he kind of let that get the best of him. And now he's floundering with infantry that's useless against all the vehicles on the field, and no anti-tank against a purely vehicle army, really, of Symbiosis.
Yeah, and this is game 1. I mean, how he's going to be kicking himself. How is he going to compose himself? How can it not be in his mind in game 2 that he threw game 1 away?
Absolutely, and it's such a long, drawn-out game. It's tiring on top of
best
being
of 5.
demoralizing.
Serious.
Exactly. I mean,
Imagine if each
to
game
have
is
a game
45
like this,
minutes. It could go for 4 hours.
goodness.
We always fear it as casters that there's going to be just like one epic game after the next, like hour-long games, and then we're going to be here for 4 or 5 hours or something. But, you know, like a reversal like this in game 1 keeps that kind of thing from happening, because I just, you know, when I see something like this, I worry that Ali in the next couple of games is just going to get, like, just swept off.
It's absolutely a psychological advantage for Symbiosis in this situation. I mean, Aljaz, he's not giving up. But by no means, whether he's in denial, whether he legitimately thinks, he still has a chance to take this game. I mean, why not play it out? You know, you're tiring your opponent out. Of course, you're tiring yourself out as well. And it's kind of it's a give and take between, is it worth it for me, or am I going to lose this Vet 2 rifle squad to a Stu? And yeah,
Cue up the Queen. Another one bites the dust by the VP. And maybe if this triple vet squad goes down. I mean, look at the Stooks now with their armor and their gunner on top, just chilling with triple vet. It is insurmountable. No lucky OMCG will save you now.
He's just not in a situation anymore where he can even really think about pushing back. I mean, he's throwing stickies on Stugs when he doesn't have any AT to follow up with. He's sending rifles in piecemeal by themselves, trying to cap stuff, and Symbiosis is completely entrenched. It's very difficult for Aljaz to do anything if he keeps progressing along that route.
It's nice to watch a player try to micro the slowest beast on the battlefield. This KT is staying out of sticky range. He wanted to maybe take a peek and see if he could get some main gun shots in on that nasty Howie that killed his Hans. But Symbi's taking care of his units well. I mean, that's one thing that we can respect about the guy. You know, he is the guy that knows how to give you map control but not give you units and keep his army alive and keep giving himself a chance. I'm still shocked, though. I mean, I had this thing locked up for Ali at about, 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, for sure. The moment he started dropping off-map artillery shots on Pumas was the moment I kind of told myself, Symbiosis, he's playing it out. And there's the GG right there.
Oh man, a tragic
Unbelievable.
GG gets thrown in. Oh, what? I am here in disbelief. All I can say is, Budwise, take us to the video. Get me out of here.